Everybody's got the question about what is going on with Travis Hunter, and is he going to end up following Deion Sanders to the University of Colorado? This is actually an interesting question because there's actually a lot of things going on here that I think we need to talk about. But before we get into it, please go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Do you guys think Travis Hunter will end up following Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, whatever you want to call him, to the University of Colorado? Okay, so there's been a lot of questions and a lot of rumblings about, hey, will Travis Hunter actually make that move with Deion Sanders to Colorado? Now, they're probably not going to see a lot of these transfer portal acquisitions from Jackson State University to Colorado until probably after their Celebration Bowl game on December 17th. So I would expect to see some either right after that game, Sunday, and probably a little bit more on that Monday. You'll probably see Hayes Fawcett even get on some of those with some graphics. But when it comes to Travis Hunter, the number one overall recruit in 2022, which Deion Sanders was able to completely shock everybody with, for those of you who have not followed that story or do not know about the story, on National Signing Day here in 2022, Deion Sanders was able to pull off probably one of the biggest surprises that we've ever seen come National Signing Day. And that was he was able to flip Travis Hunter from Florida State to Jackson State University. And when you look at it, that was not only a big stepping stone for Deion Sanders on the recruiting trail and what he can do, but it was a big stepping stone for HBCUs because it showed that a guy like Travis Hunter still wants to play at an HBCU, which I know there's a lot of guys that want to do it, but when you look at the talent level and you look at what Travis Hunter could be and where he could have went, Jackson State was definitely not the place that was on the first front of people's minds. And when we look at Travis Hunter, you look at him as a generational type talent, right? You look at him as a literally a cornerback that's going to go defend the best wide receiver on the defensive side of the ball, or do you look at him as the best wide receiver on any team? In everything he does, he makes it look easy. He's smooth, he's explosive, he's competitive. And those are traits and qualities that Deion Sanders loves in his recruits and his players. And here's the deal. He's not afraid to get his jersey dirty. He will come down, he will make the tackles. He will make the big hits. And ultimately, you have to start asking the question, did Travis Hunter get enough development in his first year at Jackson State? When you look at his statistics of what he was able to do so far in his first year, he had 14 total tackles, 11 of those were solos. He only had 2 interceptions, which I say only 2 because a lot of DBs would love to have just 2 interceptions. He did have 1 defensive touchdown, and then off of his interception, he had 44 yards. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, he had 14 receptions for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 10.2 yards a catch, and then his longest catch was 30 yards. As far as the rushing goes, he only had 1 attempt for minus 10 yards. Now, hey, we did get to see Travis Hunter, the quarterback. He had 1 pass, and Travis Hunter, when you look at his athleticism on that side of the ball, listen, he could take it to the house on the defense or the offensive side of the ball. And so that is going to be highly coveted when he hits the transfer portal. The question is, does Travis Hunter have his mind made up to enter the transfer portal and go to Colorado? And here's why I say we need to keep an eye on this. Because there has been a lot of rumblings and a lot of conversations about maybe he starts to look at other places. Maybe he gives Florida State another opportunity to earn his commitment. Maybe he wants to go to an Alabama to go develop under the best of the best. Maybe he goes to Clemson under Dabo Sweeney, where, listen, he was recruited. Now, ultimately, you would think Deion Sanders in Colorado lead here because Charles Kelly and Nick Saban recruited him at Alabama. Charles Kelly is now at Colorado with Deion Sanders. So two of his biggest recruiters are now at Colorado. Florida State, that's going to be an interesting one because he does have a love for Florida State in his heart. And especially with what Mike Norvell was able to do with Florida State this year, that could potentially be an intriguing spot for him. Now, again, I don't think he leaves Deion because Deion is one of the best DBs we've ever seen in this sport. But there is that small inkling and that small chance that he's gone. The other reason is the NIL that he was promised necessarily hasn't hit. Now, does that mean he didn't make all the money he thought he was going to make at Jackson State? I don't know. I don't know enough about that situation, but I have heard rumblings that, you know what? Travis Hunter might not be the happiest with Deion or might not be the happiest at Jackson State. And maybe following him to Colorado isn't the best option for him. Maybe he needs to spread his wings a little bit and he needs to get a new change of scenery, new coach. So it's an interesting question. And it's a question that I think we all need to potentially look at and keep an eye out for what is Travis Hunter going to do? Because remember, Steve Wiltfong talked about it. If you are not having backdoor conversations with players, you're going to be out of it. And I guarantee you Travis Hunter is having backdoor conversations with some of these institutions, especially some of the ones that were in on his recruitment to begin with. The moment Deion announced that he was entering the portal to go to Colorado, those conversations had to have been flooding in for Travis Hunter through those backdoor avenues. And then also, if you're Travis Hunter, I think you just want to check the boxes, at least, even if you know you're going to follow Deion to Colorado or Coach Prime to Colorado, whatever you guys want to call him. Because at the end of the day, I still call him Deion, even though I know you guys want to call him Coach Prime. He's got to at least check the boxes to make sure that this is 100% the right decision that he's making. So go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Travis Hunter will realistically follow Coach Prime out to Colorado? Or do you think he starts to potentially look at his options and end up somewhere else?